Hi, good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or whenever you might be watching this video. We are into week 3 of our class here, Health and Movement, and hope everybody's kind of getting themselves into it and getting back into school. I know that can be with all the delays we have had and everything, it gets a little crazy, but I hope we're kind of starting to get back in there. Just wanted to put out a quick video this week. I didn't get one out last week. Just kind of talk about a few things, talk about this week's stuff. Number one is, as we move forward, I've gotten some questions and keep those questions coming. And if you have anything to ask, or if something's not making sense, just let me know. Sorry for some of the confusion on the video quiz last week. I didn't put out a video, so there wasn't any quiz. There will be with this video. We'll give a code word or something here towards the end, and then you will put that into the to the quiz, and that will give you actually extra points. If you don't watch it, you don't lose points necessarily. You just don't get extra points for doing this. So hope you're watching it. But this week we're going to spend time. This is my passion, my research area. What I think is something that we can all do as teachers to make life better for our students is including movement, physical activity into the classroom setting. If you were in my class, if you're taking this face to face, you'd be doing a lot of different movement activities. Like today, for example, it's finally nice outside enough that we're going to go on a walk. Something as simple as that can really change the attitude of the class. So I'm going to spend a little time talking. I want to show you some of the resources I have and kind of go through this week. And then you can come back if you have any questions after watching this video. Please feel free to come back and talk to me or email me questions. I'm always in my office if you were to want to sit down and meet face to face. So I wanted to go over with you this week. So you're kind of looking in your module. We have two things here. One is going to be due this week, and then the next one, I put it here because it's not due till next week. But we're going to talk about the assignments here in a second, but I want to go through some of my resources here. So this is actually the article you'll read for this assignment. The article's also, there's an attachment in that assignment we'll show you. But right here, I've kind of mentioned my research passion and what I work on with my idea of constant natural freedom of movement. I've brought it up in the opening, our orientation thing. But if you click on this, this will actually take you to my, presentation I did in New Orleans at a National SHAPE conference, which is the National Physical Education and Health conference that happens. I'm actually doing this similar presentation this year at the conference that's in Cleveland. So if you were interested in seeing what I do, the video is okay. I'm kind of out of the video because I like to move around. But if you really want to get a full idea of what my research is and what my presentation looks like, you could watch that. There are some other things here talking about physical education, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. So again, just resources for you to look at. If you were in my class, we'd spend a little time on each one of these. So while you don't have to read them in detail, I would encourage you to take a look at it. This will be the quiz. I'll give you the code word here soon. But let's take a look at this week's assignments. It'll be due Thursday, as always. And what you will do is you will just write down, read through the article. So if you click on this, it would take you to that article, and you'll read through it. It's a shortened version. I'm not going to make you read the 220 pages. Some people have already done this. And as you read the article, think about how it'll impact you as a teacher. But what I want you to do is, as you're reading it, make a top 10 list. And it doesn't have to be in order of your favorite to least favorite, but just as something while you're reading it catches your eye, something makes you think, write the sentence, copy that sentence, and make sure I kind of know where it is. And then one or two reflections why that makes sense. So again, this is the format. Copy one or two sentences followed by the page number, and then write a one or two sentence reflection of it. And then kind of going down that for all 10. You should have 10 quotes for that. And the idea is just to, I want to see what you think. What stood out to you about you, what stood out to you in the article? Sorry for the noise. I'm in Bloomont Hall and doing all kinds of construction. So if you hear that outside noise, that's what that is. That'll be this week's assignment. And next week, and I'll spend even a little more time on this next week, but I want you to have this because it will take a little time. for you to work on this is one of the things I talk about in my presentation is the idea of using kinesthetic lessons. Kinesthetic lessons are actually teaching by doing, not teaching by lecture. You're actually doing it to practice it, to teach it. So what you're going to do is read through all of this. I'm not going to just read through it, but I'll kind of give you an idea of what I want you to do. Is I want you to kind of think of what your area that you want to focus on. So maybe it's math, science, language arts. If you're physical education, that'll be even easier for you. And then you're going to develop a detailed lesson plan as well as you can. I'm not, I know a lot of you are freshmen or somewhere in there where you haven't taken our lesson planning classes, and that's okay, but just do the best you can by having stuff. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. So in that lesson plan, you're going to have your objectives, kind of state what you want them to learn. Then you're going to describe an activity. You're only going to do, this is only for one activity. You don't have to have an all 40-minute lesson plan. This is just one activity. Clearly state the objectives that a kinesthetic lesson aims to achieve. And then you're going to design an activity. The activity should be engage the students to help reinforce learning objectives and describe each activity step by step, any materials, how long you think it'll take. You know, are there any safety precautions? Do I need to move the desks out? Am I going to take the kids outside? Do I need to kind of make sure I have a leader? However you want to do that, but spend some time on it. Then you're going to present, make sure you have this is what you're going to make sure I have in this thing. Along with your lesson plan, you're also going to have an introduction. So why do you think this is important? What do you kind of learn about it? And then provide an overview of the lesson plan, highlighting learning objectives and key activities. And then the reflection, kind of what strengths that, what was hard, what was good, what were the strengths that you encountered during the planning. And then if you look down here, this is exactly what you need to have to turn in. Okay, you're going to have an activity plan, which means you're going to have the introduction, your objectives, and the equipment, the description, and then your reflection. So this right here is what needs to be submitted to me, and in some detail, not just a few little words. So this is kind of how I'm going to grade it. You can take a look at that. It's worth 30 points. Now, I will go over a little bit more next week, kinesthetic lessons. But again, if you look through my article and you look through here in the shape, that gives you some ideas. I will also give you some resources to find it. But really, I would encourage you to search a little bit around on the internet for that. Let's stop my share. So you'll read the article, you'll get a good idea of what my research is about and the idea. But I will say this, is physical activity is critical to the success of learning, I think. Is when we force our students to sit and do nothing and sit in a chair and have that expectation to sit in a chair for that long of a time without movement, it really takes away from their most natural way of learning. When we were born, we were naturally made to move. Our bodies are made to move. Our bodies are not made to sit for long periods of time. We were explorers. So when we would to learn, what would we do? We'd explore. And what happens, unfortunately, is, and if you watch my video, I will go over this. I use my son as an example. When we take our children from that have been spent so much time up until school's time exploring, moving around freely, and then all of a sudden we expect them to sit for the rest of their life in a desk and learn that way. So just something to think about, read about it, watch my presentations. I'm not going to do it all here. But anyways, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I hope you have a great week. The password is physical activity. What's the 2 password? But it's physical activity. If you go in and put that into the quiz, you will get points. So I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great week. Please let me know if you have any questions. All right, talk soon.